Well, welcome to Walt Whitman. Welcome to Walt Whitman. Welcome, Sasa. Frasse. Welcome. This is the final edition of Leaves of Grass, a poetry book which Walt Whitman first launched in 1855 and which he kept updating until just before his death. I've been very interested. Good morning, Clonshaw. Good morning, Collins. Good morning, Party World. Good morning, Miss Chickadee. Chickadee, hello. You're all very welcome. Maybe you'd like to tell each other where you're from, and me too, by just saying where you're from. I know Party World, I can tell you, is from Waterford in Ireland. That's the south east of Ireland, and Collins is from Canada. Brilliant. Whereabouts? I have good friends on both the coasts and don't know anybody in the middle. So Vancouver, Alberta, right. I nearly got to Alberta once. Edmonton, Alberta. Great. I was in Brandon, Manitoba once and nearly went to Edmonton. But the intention in this session, really, this conversation, or this, I dread to call it a performance, but I'm going to read you some of Walt Whitman, who is my favourite poet of all. And yesterday, probably just over 24 hours ago, I read from the beginning of Drum Taps. And I'm especially interested in this because there are people using Periscope to show themselves and enable people to enjoy it, playing musical instruments. There's a pianist and there's a guitarist that I know. Unfortunately, I can't tell you who they are, but if you put into the search on Periscope, you'll find them both. Also, there are groups singing. So music is a big thing, as well as chat. So I thought, well, let's just see if there are any people out there who would like poetry. I am a poet myself, but that can wait till another day. So I'm going to turn over here, tap into Drum Taps. I'm going to position this hello. Just going to position the phone so that I can read to you without losing it. If I move my chair a tiny bit, it'll be even better. Yeah. So here you are, a few minutes of Drum Taps. Now this is all about the American Civil War. It's all about the American Civil War. It was Whitman's experience of the American Civil War is that he didn't fight in it. He lived in Washington during it, but he spent quite a deal of time during the American Civil War tending to the injured. He went to hospitals, he talked to people, he kept them company. I can't swear to this, but he probably brought them food as well. But it was a major experience for him, and he celebrates it in a collection of poems, Drum Taps, which, you know, there are quite a lot of them, really. And this one is is the second part, because I read a bit yesterday, called First, O Songs for a Prelude. So this is the beginning, the second part, the beginning of it. So here we go with Walt Whitman. And I won't be able to comment, but if you'd like to leave me some comments, I'd be utterly delighted, because I will read them back afterwards and I'd just be very encouraged. And if you like it, I suppose the best way to do is give a few taps if you like it. If you don't like it, just say so. And anyway, here we go. To the drum trap, I'll start again. To the drum taps prompt, the young men falling in and arming, the mechanics arming, the trowel, the jack plane, the blacksmith's hammer, tossed aside with precipitation, the lawyer leaving his office and arming, the judge leaving the court, the driver deserting his wagon in the street, jumping down, throwing the reins abruptly down on the horses' backs, the salesman leaving the store, the boss, bookkeeper, porter, all leaving, Squads gather everywhere by common consent and arm. The new recruits, even boys, the old men show them how to wear their accoutrements. They buckle the straps carefully. Outdoors arming, indoors arming, the flash of the musket barrels, the white tents cluster in camps, the armed sentries around, the sunrise cannon, and again at sunset, armed regiments arrive every day, pass through the city and embark from the wharves. How good they look as they tramp down to the river, sweaty with their guns on their shoulders. How I love them, how I could hug them, with their brown faces and their clothes and knapsacks covered with dust. The blood of the city up, armed, armed, the cry everywhere, the flags flung out from the steeples of churches and from all the public buildings and stores. The tearful parting. The mother kisses her son, the son kisses her mother. Loath is the mother to part, yet not a word does she speak to detain him. The tumultuous escort, the ranks of policemen proceeding, clearing the way, the unpent enthusiasm, the wild cheers of the crowd for their favourites, the artillery, the silent cannons bright as gold, drawn along, rumble lightly over the stones. Silent cannons, soon to cease your silence, soon unlimbered to begin the red business. All the mutter of preparation, all the determined arming, the hospital service, the lint, badges, bandages and medicines, the women volunteering for nurses, the work begun, for in earnest, no mere parade now. War. An armed race is advancing, the welcome for battle, no turning away. War, be it weeks, months or years, an armed race is advancing to welcome it. Mannahatta, a march, and it's oh to sing it well. And the sturdy artillery, the guns bright as gold, the work for giants, to serve well the guns, unlimber them. No more as the past 40 years for salutes, for courtesies merely. Put in something now besides powder and wadding. And you, lady of ships, you, Mannahatta, old patron of this proud, friendly, turbulent city, often in peace and wealth, you were pensive or covertly frowned amid all your children. But now you smile with joy, exulting old Mannahatta. So ends the first poem in Drum Taps. Mannahatta is, I guess it's an Indian word for Manhattan. I don't know it. It's spelt Mannahatta. Mannahatta. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Collins. Thank you very much. He says, beautiful work time. Thank you. Oh, work time is important. Yeah, this is, by the way, I regard reading poetry like this as work. It's where anything that you do in which you apply your interest, your skills, your energy, your commitment. In my mind, that's work. Anything that, it doesn't matter if you're paid or not. As far as I'm concerned, if you apply yourself fully to it, it's work. Housework is work. It's hard work working at relationships when you actually really do apply yourself to them. Now, this is a philosophy. It's a point of view. It's a stance. Often people say they don't like going to work. What they really mean to say is, I don't like, going out to that job in which they pay me. But they may love, going to the pub with their friends and swapping jokes, telling stories. They may love reading a book. And when they apply themselves to it, I call that work. But look, that's Walt Whitman. I'm in two minds. I was asked yesterday if I was going to read some of my own poetry. I'm not going to do that today, but I'm in two minds about, I'd like to continue reading Walt Whitman because I love his poetry and because I've never read drum taps aloud in public, if you like, before. I do tend to read poetry when I'm reading it to myself. I do tend to read it aloud. But look, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for, oh, I know that won't look right, but at least you can see the photograph. It's Walt Whitman, late photograph in his life. Ollie, great to have you. Missed you, so to speak, but this will be on watch back if you like. I've read another bit of Drum Taps, Walt Whitman's poem, written in the 1860s. Look, I'm going to say goodbye. I don't want to just run out of anything to say, but thank you so much for being here. I'm very encouraged, delighted to have you. Wish I could pronounce people's names properly, but all the very best for now. Bye.